Yandex.Money will help you in a lot of way to attract
Sorry?
Russian customers. And I don't want to tell too much. Anna, it's your stage. Please give me an applause for Anna.
Thank you so much. Okay, next on. The payment instruments. So Alexander has told you about Yandex Market, and Dominic asked you before about whether or not you work with Yandex.Money or Yandex.Checkout. But if you work with Yandex Market, the thing is that if you're selling on Yandex Market, you are working with us. And it happened the other way around. It's not like, eBay and PayPal, and eBay was pushing PayPal onto people around the world. It actually happened the other way around. We first became the largest payment solution for the Russian companies who sell online on their own websites, and then Yandex Market chose us to process their payments as well. So what we do in Yandex, as a Yandex company, we help websites, both international, cross-border, or Russian ones, to collect payments. And payments is the thing in Russia, as we have told you about. It might come as a surprise for European or American markets, because, well, credit cards and PayPal, and here you go. But it's not the case in Russia. It's not the case in Asia. It's not the case in other parts of the world. So what we have is a diversity, the diversity of payment systems in Russia, how people pay and what they choose as a way of payment. We have everything. We have 3 largest e-wallet systems. We have carrier billing. We have online banking systems. We have cash on delivery. In any other way possible, people pay. And it's not just numbers, it's really statistics. So people do choose unevenly in different parts of Russia how to pay, with which channel. They would go buy food to a postal office, they would go buy food to a retailer chain, to cashier desk, and pay for something that they want to buy online. They might really not even enter card details on the websites. So this is a very unique situation that we have. This is something that we work with, and here are some instruments that we have collected and developed to help different business models. Because for retailer, there are at least several business models and monetization models to take. And for other businesses that are not retailer, there might be other ways how to collect payments and on which way to monetize. So we develop not just payment collection, we develop instruments for different business models. For the most prominent, the most obvious, just to pay online, go to a website, choose something, choose some kind of product, go to checkout process, to the shopping carts, just check out online and pay. This is something that, of course, is the core business. This is something that we do for Nestle in Russia. They're selling Nespresso, they're selling Dolce Gusto, they're selling other businesses, their own, not through distributors, they're just selling them themselves. We help BlaBlaCar, the French and actually global company with rides, on their mobile apps how to pay for the ride. And they're shifting to this monetization model, not just paying by cash to a driver, but actually to paying through the app, step by step. We're helping Renault. Renault is also shifting away from distributors in Russia, from car dealers, to their own sales. And when first Renault approached us and told us that we want to collect payments in Russia, we were asking, it's cars, it costs a lot. How you want to do that? It's not even possible by bank cards. It's just too much. And it turns out that they sell parts, they sell some souvenirs, they sell prepayment in advance, just a little advance for the car. Or they would, some other companies like Audi and Mercedes are now coming up, and they say that we want to allow our buyers free 1-year parking throughout Moscow, for example. So they're all selling that, which is great. So as a core business to accept and collect payments, we will collect payments through bank cards, through online banking, through everything that I have showed you before. Any other payment channel. Just give people way to pay whichever they want and however they want. Of course, just to collect payments, you have to have a single API for the websites that would collect and process all payment systems. And it's our job to unify this API, which is different payment system-based payment system. It's our also job to make it all secure, to regulate the transactions, to increase success rate for every attempt to pay. And it's our job to make sure there is no fraud and how we would deal with chargebacks. And this is our payment page. This is how it looks like. It's not just beautiful, it also converts. So we take the payment business very seriously, much more serious than any retailer would do, because for retailer, their minds and your minds are wrapped up about more like driving people to your website, bringing traffic, converting through the shopping experience. But we are working on converting the desire to pay, maybe briefing, maybe very small desire, fleeing, like they're considering to buy or not to buy, and actually convert them into purchase. So in this process, everything matters, and design matters. And design, the simplicity, the obvious way how to pay, how to choose. And there you might see like different ways, like 3 buttons to choose. It's like 3 prominent ways that we would not just display them because we want, we would understand how this particular user, based on our data, paid before. Being the largest payment processor in the country, we actually know the habits of how people pay, their preferred methods, and there are very big chances that people have saved payment data with us as their preferred method before. And we would show them, display the page, their preferred and sometimes even pre-filled card data, so that they only need to enter CVC. This is all because we need to increase the success rate of each payment, of each desire to payment. And everything that we do is increasing like 100 attempts into 100 payments. But it's not just that. There are various ways to do business, even for retailer, and it's not necessarily the website or selling through marketplace. Sometimes it's the call centers that do that. Sometimes it's other companies, outsourced companies that might issue an invoice to pay. And we have instruments to transform those invoices from a company into email, into short message by phone, into a messenger message, like messenger, any messenger you can. So we're creating the invoice, transforming it into payment link, a web link that will contain the payment data. And a lot of call centers, even through usual sales, there are call centers that would facilitate the payments, see how much anything changed, and will send the emails, payment emails that would open the page that I told you about before. Recently, we just launched native payments in Viber and Telegram. Viber must be like number 1 or number 2 messenger in the world. The Telegram is number 5th, and it's now messengers and social e-commerce that is driving up sales. And sooner or later, it might be one of the largest channels for distribution for commerce. And we can see it right now on Facebook, what is happening on Facebook, on Instagram, and how sales are driving up right there. So the messengers themselves started to get grip on social e-commerce, and they prepare APIs that payment companies like us can utilize and make native payments, beautiful ones that you can see just when you receive a message to pay through your preferred messenger. Also, for those companies who are active on very difficult interfaces, like smart TV, it's a very difficult interface. It's not easy to enter any kind of data there. It's not easy to enter your even name, much less the card payment data. So for those interfaces, it's also car interfaces. We pack the payment data into QR codes, for example, so that you can take it, scan it, and take it further on your smart device. This is something that we're doing with LG. LG is packing bringing the need to enter any kind of data from their smart TVs into the smart devices, mobile devices. Also, the instruments we can do is offer not just sales from company to a person, but from person to a person. So it's peer-to-peer sales. The companies like Etsy, for example, or any other. In Russia, we have many. And this is also the next stage, the platforms that allow C2C payments, and the solution how to make it legally so that one person sells to another person. Well, we developed this solution, and for example, in Russia, there is a company called Uber Chef that allows you to ask a catering from another person, not a company, and legally send them money. The marketplaces, of course, the marketplaces who have a need to settle to thousands of merchants and not bear any huge volume on themselves, you can, as a marketplace, accept all the money from your sellers themselves and figure out how you lessen your tax burden. Or there's a way to actually get help and from a payment company that would settle thousands of merchants daily and perfectly fine. So there is Yandex Market, there is AliExpress in Russia, there is Ozon, who's going to come up after me. Those are all marketplaces that we help with this task. There is another thing that companies do, and let's say FMCG, PepsiCo, and others, FMCG. They use marketing agencies mostly to advertise, to bring traffic, to work with campaigns like cashback and offers and everything, or they can do it themselves. And we have seen this shift as well, so that their own marketing departments are not outsourcing, they're using the instruments that we offer them to just deliver cashbacks to their users, to their clients, to their mobile phones, e-wallets, bank accounts, bank cards, wherever. This is also a payment company instrument that you can use and help your marketing departments to do a better job. Or digital companies, and it's not just digital, we can distribute, for digital content, we can distribute their PIN codes, activation codes, like for games. It's usually games or software or Apple iTunes, any subscriptions, or it could be retailer cashback offers. Whatever is packed in a code, we can distribute it, and we do, first to our own e-wallet, the largest e-wallet in the country, to our own users, then to any other users targeted with Yandex targeting, or through our partner high traffic volume websites. So we do not just process payments, we help distribute cashbacks and offers and PIN codes and bring traffic to our clients. And this is just an example of how it looks like. This is the page on our own e-wallet, and we're distributing, showing beautiful content for games and software and books, and sometimes just gift cards. So this is it. The Yandex.Checkout as a solution is not just helping you to get more payments in Russia through all popular payment systems. It's not just increasing and working on the single goal to increase the conversion from desire to pay to actual payment. And it's offering various instruments for whatever you need, whatever your marketing department might need, or payment department might need, or you just as a retailer, as a content provider, would like to achieve. Thank you.